Vision every 2 weeks. I don't know, man. I'm gonna try to get it every week. All right. We're gonna start Vision and Chill now, guys. Where is it? Here it is. Start Vision and Chill. This Vision, just to give a little bit of a preview. This Vision was very, very stressful to make. Eventually, we got done with season 3 of Vision, and I wanted to start out with Champs like we did last year, because it was just, it was just a thing that we did with Crossroads. Then I got like a week and a half after Champs. Like a lot of weird stuff happened with CS. Actually, no, like a day after we got back, a lot of weird stuff happened with CS. 2 of our guys left. We had Naf and Mixwell. Well, we had Naf, and then we had just recently said that we were trying to make it as easy as possible for Mixwell to leave, so people didn't really know what was going on. And then we decided to make this this big European team. So we wanted to figure out how to announce that. We were going to announce, we were going to get all the European guys here, and make Vision a week earlier than it originally came out. But then the team got spoiled, so there was no point in doing that anymore. And then I was really stressed about, everybody was like, I can't wait till Vision to find out who the 5th is, and we didn't even know who the 5th was. So I don't know. And people just wanted to know every possible thing about CS when it wasn't possible to tell anything about it because we had no idea what was happening with CS. So, so that's what was all on my mind prior to making this. And then also Champs, people were constantly hitting me up saying that all the Champs all the Champs, hype has died. Congratulations, you're an idiot, and all that shit. But the thing is they were tweeting me every single day saying that Champs hype has died, and that I hadn't put it out on time, when they wouldn't be tweeting me that if there wasn't Champs hype still. So start out one of the biggest, actually, we'll start out the Vision. We'll start out Vision right now. So without further ado, no more ranting. Season 4, episode 1, which is 7.
What are you doing?
I'm taking a picture.
You're taking a picture.
Say cheese.
Cheese.
You better answer the questions quick. I want to eat my Chipotle.
Ooh. Bella, was it fun watching Call of Duty Championships?
Was it fun watching when we won?
What did you do?
That's my daddy pay.
What did you say when Daddy was playing?
Go August, let's go August.
Good job.
Then you clapped, right?
Did you go?
Were
Do
you
it again.
screaming?
Emmy said, go daddy!
Don't get me wrong, I like it too. Though.
Um,
I don't like how usually they just want to switch.
This shot's dark and fuzzy because, oh shit, because as soon as we got back, or as soon as Aaron got back from Champs, Tarek and Rush left, and so Aaron's settings on his camera were still set to the dark venue, so that's why it looks like this. But I still think it's a really good shot.
So tell me, what is the score room again? Oscar, Dennis from Fnatic, Lowell from Free Agency, Fox
From Dignitas.
from Dignitas.
He's a free agent.
He's a free agent. Was he out of the United States? He was here, right?
He played for SK at the major because
Yeah.
FNX got dropped the
Anyway, they got that. Yeah. Okay, so those, and then the fifth is either Alu. Did you get him? Jacob. Okay. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. So you'll get all the information today, Oscar? I will. And then
I will.
Oh, introduce me to whoever I don't have contact info for, and then we'll just.
okay, so let's streamline this other thing
Yeah. I already did. I contacted the.
because that
I
would.
contacted
Thank God we didn't get Fox and Lowell. That was the plan, man.
He said it's pending, but.
I was super,
contacted the-
really, really excited that I was able to put
Okay, good.
this part out because because like usually
24 hours before this.
I don't know. It's just cool to see.
we don't care about the roster lock.
It's cool to show you guys what we were talking about prior to figuring out our actual team.
That's right. Okay.
Awesome. All right. When you get done with that, let me know so I can book you. Okay, perfect. You guys
Are
can
you gonna
do
sign
it.
him downtown?
Yeah, I'm signing them.
Don't send him to the same hotel that I went to, because there's only select rooms. There's like the Colonial one where you're seeing the fountain.
Yeah.
Put him in put him closer to.
The Trump Tower.
Yes.
Trump Tower?
Trump Tower.
I have no idea. I never went to Chicago.
Okay. Don't get lost. Have your phone ready.
I will.
But it's super safe. You can walk and you'll be super safe.
With Counter-Strike specifically,
Ah,
it's been the
biggest
most
thing.
stressful. It's been the most stressful year.
Biggest thing, I went back to lapel mics. Can I turn the volume up? Yeah. I went back to lapel mics for season 4 just because it sounds so much better, and I recorded the audio for every single interview. And then when I went in to make the audio, oh shit. So I guess like put the audio together, with all of the interviews. It was peaking like uncontrollably, like super duper terrible audio. So I wasn't able to use the lapel mic audio for any of this. So that's why the audio sounds a little bit weird. I saw a few comments about it on the Twitch stream. So that explains that. So I've since fixed it and it won't be a problem anymore.
Rush has wanted to leave for a very long time, and little by little, we've convinced him to stay. We've done several things, and we just weren't able to find a fit. Rush leaving, he's already left twice already. He just never went through. I like him as a dude. I like him. I have nothing bad to say about him. I just, he left. He didn't want. You can't hold on to it. Think about being in my position, and having somebody on your team that doesn't want to be on your team. It just doesn't work that way. I'm not gonna hold nobody hostage. I'm gonna try to make it work. And then with Tarek, I love the dude. I have nothing but. I wish him nothing but the best, because in those trying times when
I didn't even know what to B-roll over this part. So there's a lot of cuts, and I thought that was going to be a problem, but yeah, please have a NAF tribute when he leaves. I mean, obviously we're going to say something about NAF. I'm not going to lie, man, like it was really frustrating to spend the amount of time that I did on this, and to be super excited about it and thought it was one of the best, and then just flooded in my Twitter, and the top 5 comments about this vision on Reddit were about how I didn't say anything about NAF. Like, that is so frustrating. But obviously everybody loves NAF. We don't have anything against NAF, but his vision was bigger than that, basically.
when Liquid was trying to get Mixwell and Rush.
Where did he go those other
and
times?
Rush had,
He almost
almost
left
convinced
twice.
Mixwell to
One
leave.
was the Liquid,
And then they both decided to stay. In
and
those
then
times,
he almost left the Liquid twice, I believe.
Tarek had my back, and I'll always be thankful to him for that.
We really tried hard actually to fill that 5th spot.
I think
The
Jay is
problem that
perfect
people are locked
for.
up in contracts. Buyout amounts have drastically changed.
I think
Very, very large inflated. What we
Jay's
brought
like
up
perfect
there
for vision
last year
interviews.
is no longer even on the map anywhere. And when you have an organization where you need to allocate budgets to other teams, and we're not just in esports, right? We're in content. So it became more and more unique as time went on. And thank you for the players that we were able to borrow, of course, like Jason and Hayes, you name it. If you were a borrowed player, that was awesome. And that helped out with the unique situation. And we understand there's been a lot of feedback about solving that roster problem and ultimately moving forward. I keep using the word unique. I don't think I'm doing it enough justice. It was a challenging spot to be in.
So 2 months ago, when they had when they had their final matches in Europe, where they went in July, I think the whole month of July, the whole team was out there. I knew that at that point we were going to lose Oscar because
Jay's good at
matter
interviews.
how
Yeah,
hard you try to
he's
bring
so
somebody
well
over to the
spoken.
United States, they're always going to miss home. It's just nature. You're gonna miss your parents.
Frag
You're gonna
movies
miss,
for a
your
CS team.
girlfriend.
Hopefully in the
your
future,
home.
man.
You're leaving away from your home, and I appreciated the fact that Oscar came over here, put his head down, and just started to work, right? Because he changed the way that this North American team was working at the time. Because he couldn't, when he got here, he couldn't believe the fact that, you know, these players didn't train. These players only played ESEA. That you know, the training the training hours weren't as structured as they were.
There's two things. Hey man, just got here. So sorry if this has been addressed, but how come there was no goodbye or thanks to NAF? I just talked about that. But also, you know, aside from the fact that I didn't really think that it like fit in the vision, well, Jay did say one thing, and he said like thank you to everybody like Jason and Hayes and everybody, and he was like, and NAF is doing a really good job. He said that, but I think I forgot to put it in. I can't remember. But I did tell Jay to, you know, contact NAF to try to get him here, to have like an interview, but I just don't think it worked out. Either he was too busy or couldn't come. I don't remember. But I tried to get him on camera, but I don't know. We haven't really ever done a farewell portion to anyone besides Stellar. I think Stellar is the only one we've ever done that for. So I don't know where all of this like hate came from, or like confusion, you know, like I don't know. It's confusing to me.
In Europe, so he stuck around for as long as he could. But I knew that the second that he went back and got a taste of home again, that he was going to want to go home. I called. I contacted somebody in Europe. I won't say the team, but I contacted somebody in Europe and tried to make that trade with them, because I was not about to put Oscar. Because if Oscar wasn't happy with Optic, he was not going to be happy on another team, right? I just knew. So I tried to trade him to another team in Europe where he was going to be at home and he was going to be happy. But it just ended up not panning out. He stayed, and then here we go.
After not qualifying for the PGL Major, I told my teammates that I wanted to go back home. They were well
Nick
aware
retired?
of it.
Guys.
I also told Hector and Jay that I wanted to leave because it was a rough time. We didn't find a fifth player for a long time. We were trying with Hiko, Freakazoid, Jason R, Hazed. None of them worked. Like
Hex acts like we don't know about Mouse.
everyone was
No,
really
I don't
down.
think he does. I think
Team
he's just
morale
not
was
legally
the
allowed to
same,
say
and
it.
I felt like I was not the same person as before. I was getting into a mood.
If you've
where
seen Mixwell
I was
lately,
not
he just looks
motivated.
so much
I
happier.
was not happy with myself and
Super happy.
the environment, and I was really homesick. So
He wasn't mentioned
it
at
was a
all.
really
Well, he
hard
was
decision
still
for me,
in Optic,
but I
so
said it with a lot of time
I don't know.
to work and to find a replacement for me. And I got contacted by a few organizations. Most of them were from North America, and I refused to join another North American team because I wanted to stay back home. I don't want to play for another NA org, especially if it's not under Optic Gaming.
Right, so I knew that he was going to go. So I tried to make it as easy as possible. I tried to make the transition as easily as possible. I chopped his buyout in half. I did what I needed to do for him, you know, for Optic to still receive some sort of monetary compensation in which we can utilize to rebuild the team. But at the same time, I wanted to help him get back home. And again, a lot of people may have disagreed with that, but I don't care. Like if my boy is suffering and it doesn't coincide with your happiness, I'm sorry. I got to do the right thing.
I talked to my family about it, and I was constantly telling them what was going on, and they advised me to stay with Optic because Hector is a trustworthy person and he always did the best for me, and we both gained a lot from each other. So even though that would mean that I have to stay away from them, they wanted me to stay with Optic,
But when he decided to stay and come back, and then Derek and Rush leave, I immediately said to myself, I'm like, all right, Oscar, what do you want to do? Give me a list. And he gave me a list. And I was like, really? 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 And I'm like, we're going Europe. We're going European. I try to make it work here in North America. And people will never be able to say that I didn't try to make it work here. Okay?
Guys, a lot of shit goes both ways. And Hex has learned that too. You've heard the side where people say, Optic doesn't run a professional organization when it comes to CS and stuff like that. Everybody's heard that in the past. But what you don't understand is how diva-like some of these players are behind closed doors. I'm not going to say who, because some players aren't divas at all. And whenever you think, Hex isn't basing the players around Call of Duty and Halo and Gears, players, but he's just basing it around what makes sense for Optic. And when people are demanding, when people are demanding a full-time chef and and stuff like that in the house, and it's just like off-putting. And so when Hex said that, he was like, I tried to make it here, and that's why he looks like upset or whatever, or he doesn't look upset. He looks like kind of like, I don't know, like I tried, like slightly annoyed. And it's just like, because as soon as he goes to Europe and he just sees how relaxed all these guys are, and it's just like, all these guys, they just want to be in their house, and they just want to be with their families and play Counter-Strike and play with the fucking, play CS. So
I give props to those who are still trying to make it work here, but it just didn't pan out.
That's what's crazy, man. We're like,
Remember the movie Moneyball?
yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say something like that.
Have you seen the movie Moneyball?
No.
It's with
Do you guys have
Jordan
Mike?
Bell and Brad Pitt. They're about the Oakland A's and how they used mathematics to solve baseball. How they went after people that got runs as opposed to star players that can hit and attract the fans.
I saw it.
You did see it?
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, that one. That's exactly what's happening right now, because we're taking, we're essentially moving stuff around. Yeah, we have to spend a lot of money to get some of these players, but we're taking some from one place to reallocate to the other.
This day, Hex, Jay, Aaron, Mixwell's girlfriend, myself, Sam, we were down there for like
Right
4
now,
hours.
reviewing contracts. Freiberg's reviewing his contract. Alu's reviewing his contract. Both have been sent and both reviewing.
And Magic's?
Magic's will want to sign soon as well, because he wants to go to Malmo, and he just told me now.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you,
so we can get
boys.
this roster done no later than this weekend. We're going to Malmo, and that'll be the first time.
We should get it done by the time we fucking go home.
Well, we've been in here all day, so we're gonna.
And HS is gonna end the stream because he wants to.
Ooh, that was the first mention of HS.
He's streaming right now. At the same time, he's talking with us in Twitter from his phone.
Oh, that's freaking awesome.
People are gonna. How many viewers does he have?
I don't know.
What I hate the most about people that leak stuff, it's the same thing. It's the same reason that I hate people that leak Game of Thrones shit. You're literally depriving hundreds of thousands of people the element of surprise that we provide through Vision, that makes them feel good and gives some. It makes up for the real downward spiral that we go in, right? So the fact that I can't make it up to them because I always say, I know what you want. I always tell them, I know what you want more than you know what you want. You may hate my decision at a specific moment, but I know how to make it up to you. And when somebody leaks that, they take that away from me. They take that away from me giving the fans a fucking element of surprise.
All of us, man. We all feel that juice.
So what I told Hector is that what makes sense would be to make a European team, so I can go back home and play under Optic Gaming and do a team that can really win tournaments, because there's a lot of players in Europe.
I think it was for the best, the changes that came through, and then being able to pivot, keep Oscar, and build a team around him has already started to pay off. The guys that we picked up are doing an amazing
Hex
job.
mad at the
to win
Freiburg leak. Hex
2
was mad at all the
matches,
leaks.
or- well, I guess 4 different matches.
So stupid.
While most of the team is in Europe and you're playing with
Could you
different pings.
could you imagine could you imagine this episode? Could you imagine this episode and we talk about what all has happened in CS beforehand? Like the guys hadn't played any matches or anything like that. We talk about how basically everybody left. Everybody left the team. Naf has found a different home. Mixwell's going back to Spain. And that was the segment of Vision. Then we have the entire champ section. And at the very end, we were like, Mixwell, or Hex gives an interview and he says, yes, Mixwell is going to Spain, but he's got some, and Mixwell's sitting beside him and he's like, but he's got some people going with him. And then the entire HS, Magic's fucking like they all sit down behind him. Do. Like in Division. Could you imagine? And nobody knew. Like,
That's incredible. So
that's the only time
they've done a great job.
That's the only
Optic
time
will be,
Crossroads would have
full
ever been beaten.
European lineup. We picked up HS from Penta, Freiburg, ex-player from NIP, Magisk Boy or Magisk, ex-player from North, and Alu, ex-player from FaZe. So in my opinion, we have a really strong lineup. We played already 2 games in EPL. They played from Europe, and communication was incredible. This lineup will be competing in North America for this season because we wanted to keep all our league
Thank you,
spots.
haters.
We're currently playing EPL. We played 4 games already. We won all of them. They played from Europe with 150 ping, but we won anyway because we have really strong players. Communication
Fucking
was
yell, yeah.
flawless.
And that's what we
Everything
wanted
was
to
going
do.
right. They will
And then it
be
got
coming
leaked.
to NA soon to play the rest of the season after we finish this online season. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I saw that too. Vision, it would have been leaked anyway because Vision was a week after they played ESL games. Yeah, but the idea was to get Vision done prior to that. We would have released, obviously, Vision a week earlier. But then it was leaked and they were holding out for HS's contract. So then we just decided to push it back so that we could announce HS.
But what I'm sure of is that we want to live at home. So after the online season, all of us will go back to Europe.
Thank you,
and
Nick.
live with our families in our countries. I am really happy with what happened because I'm staying in Optic. We have a great team, and I really think that we can do better than we did before because this team is hungry. Every player has something to prove, and I'm confident in myself and in my teammates.
Here we go.
Pool play. Everyone thought we were gonna have a hard pool. I went in and kicked my feet up and just watched them smoke everybody.
That first missed shot gave Sorley an opportunity to move up the map. He got first blood now. Formal last man up again. The 1v2 and he's gonna be able to clutch it. That should not happen.
That should never happen. How does Formal even make that possible? He can't even believe it.
And here comes Crim with the overdrive.
Yeah, and if he gets one kill here, I think he begins to pop this and try to go for the dagger. 1 minute left. If he makes this a 2-possession game, that could be all she wrote. A great challenge from Moch, but it's not going to be enough. Crim6 playing his life. He's got 2. Formal now.
I can't believe I don't have to watch this piece of shit game
Optic
anymore.
up 10-6 with only 50 seconds left and only 1 payload available for 3's up.
So you can see them all the way on that left-hand side of the minimap.
I'm gonna give Nick's beats. This beat is Taylor, young Taylor. I'll let you know who all were
break from Optic Gaming.
Nick's beats.
In favor of Epsilon. Who will answer back? Krim is the man in now. He has home center, and that's not going to help. Ignore me. Scump though answers with
That's the funny part. Is whenever there's a beat that plays. First of all, some people don't like the beat or don't like the instrumentals in the background on the gameplay, but that's how Vision's always been. It like sets the pace, in my opinion. I don't really like when it's just raw gameplay just cut up. Like I'd rather have it flow with like a beat in the back. So that's what I do. It's pretty simple. But whenever I stream it and there's a beat, they're just like, oh, Nick's trash beats, and like 80% of the time it's not Nick's. That is how you know people are just hating just to hate.
Clutch up once again. Got Formal 25 and 10. He's just kind of holding down the entire map. Time looking again. And just the way he's going around, he's got that full control. He's working towards streaks. I want to say again, he's making it look easy. And
dude, Formal just got a 4.
on Epsilon, but I almost want to highlight what a formidable player Formal really is. He's nearly on 30 kills.
And the next highest in the lobby is a 17.
Front door, dead. Behind you, Damon.
Bottom dead. Oh, another one box right side. Nice, 4.
Oh, maybe.
Last guy's replays.
Hill,
See Hill?
Yeah, he's tall.
Nice, 4. I'm blocking the back, someone on the middle.
Karma and Krim now combined for 56 kills. 56 and 38.
Montage music is very necessary, yeah.
It's a great sign for Optic. When you can withstand a very slow game from Scump with a fantastic performance from Karma and Crim6, and that'll be the game. Optic Gaming takes it 251-82. They will take the series 3-1 as well.
More importantly, Optic Gaming take the group. Convincing performance from them. They take the #1 seed from Group A. Epsilon, of course, will be joining them in the 2nd seed.
Those group play matches, it was really weird playing in that atmosphere. It was kind of like playing an open bracket match, but it was also like kind of playing at stage 2 during group stage. Like, it was just weird. You just sat there and it almost felt like you were scrimming, but you weren't scrimming because that was to get a group play. But obviously we went hard. We just weren't going crazy at all. We just wanted to get through those matches, and that's what we did. We played well, and then we go play Echo Fox, and I think we lose the Search and Destroy to them. We didn't really care because we figured if anything, they'd probably win the Search and Destroy. There's not a chance they were beating us in anything else, and it's pretty much what happened. I think we go 9-1 in map count, something like that. So
yeah, I can't believe replays
qualified.
qualified.
Than I think people thought it was going to be.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much. Hey, how's it going? Good.
This actually happened on Saturday. I just put it first.
That's the only
A little bit of a swindle. I thought it flowed better. That was on Sunday, but it still just flowed.
Honestly, it was a good thing we got like.
That was definitely not the Mind Freak match.
In the bracket first instead of pulling one of the top dogs first, because that just allowed us.
I think that was like the phase match. That was also like the phase match.
So it
all y'all got swindled.
An easier first round than some of the previous years.
This is Nick's beat.
There's some lesser competition. It's all about the bracket for me. Here we go, baby. Optic Gaming, Mind Freak, Black, and Formal has a snipe off the break. He's able to make it work. He gets one. You can already hear the fans. As soon as they're loud in the building, they get loud for Optic Gaming here.
Kenny.
Actually traded out, but now about to break the 220 mark is Optic Gaming. They can't win it on this hard point, but they will be so close to closing it out. Scump, great shots there with the K-bars. He finds 2.
The first 6 again, going to Optic Gaming. Now he's really just relying on Swiftador. He needs to make a play with that reactive armor.
Yeah, this beat's This beat's fire.
Let's get to Swift as Ord POV if we can. There it goes. He's gonna pop it, but is he gonna find
The beats are a little loud. I don't know. I don't know if they're too loud. They're like borderline too loud, and that's because I added on the Turtle Beaches, which are really bass heavy, so I don't realize how loud it is.
Pop that reactive, you just need to sit on the site, hope he picks up one, he will then fall. The defuse will come in. Optic Gaming take map number 2, 6-4. Kills coming from on the side of MF Black. I think that's really what you're worried about going forward. Scump disintegrates Zeppa there. This will be another 2-point play.
Nick's gotten better so quick. No, like people like don't understand how much time he puts in. Like I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything because people are just gonna say that I'm being biased.
10 seconds remaining.
Holy shit! It got loud right there, didn't it?
Monster streak. It's 8 right out for Scump. You saw Prim with a 7 streak. I think Form will hit that as well. 3, 2, 1. It's a hot 3-0 here for Optic Gaming.
All right, so at the beginning of Champs, this was my angle, because I could not see shit on the stage. I'm actually using the camcorder that we shoot the podcast with right here, and I'm zooming in all the way. I look like a soccer mom in the stands. So I had to like swindle my way. I literally found a way. I found a way to get around the security. I guess don't tell MLG this, but I found a way to get around the security. You couldn't go in through the front of the stage. You had to wrap all the way around, and then you like squeeze through this one area, and then you can come in from the back, the backstage, and then over here. Like in this area, is the side of the stage. So every shot that I get towards the end of the tournament, I'm standing on the floor, like looking up and peeking my actual camera through like these bars. So to see the whatever person is sitting here, which is either Seth on this side or Ian on this side. So it's It was rough. So the shots at the very beginning aren't that great because I hadn't figured that out yet.
Friday we played Mind Freak Black. Never been in a venue like that. Huge main stage. I liked it a lot better than Black Ops 3 one. I always like when you're above the crowd, but not when you're like in the clouds above the crowd. And then with all the fans there, it was nuts, man. It was a Friday match. And there were thousands of people already.
If I got full access, yeah.
Versus Mind Freak Black. Like,
very few people get
if we
that.
made it to Sunday, if that's how the turnout was
Like only
Friday,
MLG and only Activision.
and it was.
Jesus Christ, guys, pull it together there.
Pull it together there.
Don't worry, hard carry Crim6 is right here. Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby.
Behind them, the pass goes forward. There goes Jerd. The drone's still moving forward. They've got a player here. Scump can't get around the corner.
This series is
Crim6 now
crazy.
dead. That will do it. No camo even remotely near being earned for Optic Gaming, as Splyce, as expected, take the 2-1 series lead.
Optic's woes on throwback uplink continue, and the European superstars have come to play. This one's going the distance, buddy.
Love to see it. GG's there. Give it up for Splyce. They take map number 3. 9-5. Now one map away from sending Optic Gaming to the losers bracket.
Oh yeah, the Splyce match was stressful.
That shot.
I had a feeling.
That's the
it was
shot
gonna be
right
like
there.
that. I honestly didn't.
I'm peeking. Look, this is a chair. This is a chair, and I'm peeking my camera through the chair, through this chair and this chair, and I'm on my tippy toes on the stage right here.
I think we were gonna win in any other fashion. Once again, we play Splyce for the 3rd time this year. The 3rd time
Tatum
in the
about
same
to fucking
maps.
flex.
I don't know what it'd be like to play them on other maps, but the maps we got versus them, always played us strong on, and they did it again.
At stage 2 playoffs, when they exited early on, the Let's Go Optic chance had begun. The game has begun. Will we see Scump has now had 6 straight deaths. Scump was 17.
This is not Nick Speed. It's either, I can't remember whose
And
it
now the
is.
slang has started to leak in favor of Splice, and so has Elite.
2 players hitting the back. Here they come. It's going to be Karma trying to make the first play. Karma gets both before being traded out, but it's a 2-piece from Bance. Yet again, Bance the hero to make the stop.
Who but Bance might be the new storyline we say. Scump now with reactive armor. He does not want to burn it on this hill, but he might just have to. Madcat gets gunned. They're still contesting. One of these teams just has to take control. Now it will be Optic Gaming. Scump turns and burns. There goes Jerd. 15 seconds between these two teams.
Well, I was shitting my pants. I was like, no way we're about to fucking lose again at Champ.
All right. Let me. You guys think it's easy? I texted Seth. I wanted to start editing on like a Friday. I can't, or like a. Yeah, like Friday. Texted Seth on Thursday. I was like, hey, man, can I get the Skype interview with you? Because I really want to know your thoughts on everything. And he was like, yeah, man, for sure. So he didn't hit me back up. Then on Friday, he was like, let's do it tonight. I was like, okay. So Friday comes around, and he's like, actually, we can't. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. We'll just do it Saturday then. We were like, okay. So Saturday night. He's like, Saturday night, we're definitely doing it. Then the McGregor fight Saturday night. Seth gets turned. And I think it was like Carly's birthday or something like that. And he was like, can't do it Saturday night. I was like, okay. Sunday rolls around. He was like, after these wagers. I was like, okay. So after the wagers on Sunday night, he was like, this is it. And I was like, okay. And he get into the Skype call with him. And I'm like, all right, man, thanks for doing this. And he was like, yeah, man, can we hurry this up? Because I got a wager. I was like, sure. So I hit record on my OBS. And I was like, all right, man, can you just pop your webcam up for me? And he was like, I don't have a webcam. I was like, Seth, did you just make me wait 5 days for a not webcam interview? He was like, yeah. So,
I think every single person on our team got like a clutch 1 or 2 piece at the very end, and that just allowed us to take over the map at that point. I think we were all pretty like nervous, like not nervous, but we just knew like we can't fuck up one time or we lose, and we're in losers bracket starting from top 12.
You've got Camo, you've got reactive for Optic Gaming. Splice getting wiped clean. Here we go, baby.
How does this happen? Such a close game. Karma, when you need him, he's there. Splice will have a push opportunity. 3 payloads now for Optic Gaming. There's going to be no flank. It's going to be straight up gunfights. OG are ready. One final push for Splice. There goes Camo.
Bance in. Bance in. But he does get in behind to try to make the play. Formal still up. Camo from Karma. It all comes down to this, Jack. Make some noise, guys. It's game 5.
Okay, top. Formal's going to spot all this. Tries to challenge the first. Players close, was not ready for that. He's got some help from Karma, who will get out with his life for a second. The sidewalk pushes. Watch, Trim is there. Zero by himself, and well, there's 0 chance of him winning that. I mean, about to be 10 seconds off the clock, and they are nowhere near engaging Splice. I'm going to call this round now. They've got to go
Does he
right
guess
now.
right? He guesses right. Wins the first one. Jerd eliminated. They have to fly. Karma trying to make a play. He spotted one. Back play doesn't keep him alive. 2 down. Third at back bus. Can they finish it? 0 gone. Last one. 1-on-2. It's Madcat. 10 seconds on the clock. He has to make a play, but he's tagged up. Bomb has been picked up. Scump's got that kill. Formal on the bomb.
Well, I guess I get that for doubting Optic Gaming. Finals begin to push on through. There's a challenge from Formal. 0 now dead. It's all on Jerd. The Irishman down. Scump getting hyped. Optic Gaming on their feet.
This shot was actually given to me. I'm not gonna say by who because I don't think he wants people to know. But this shot of Hex getting hype was given to me, and it is a beauty.
And now tonight, boy, oh boy, Optic versus FaZe later on today.
Did I get one too?
Fuck out of my face. Come here. You're good. We made it.
Fuck out of
Calm
my
down.
face.
Breathe.
I'm gone.
Yeah, get in there.
Like what?
Good.
Jesus.
Bro, I need like water or something to get my.
Good thing they had no listenings with us. Jesus Christ.
Who, Formula and Crim, right?
No, I was getting fucking pissed. Got people telling me to calm down. I was freaking out. I was like, I'm fucking calm. He really told me to calm down. I'm calm.
Why is it Seth? You gotta stop getting pissed.
I was not getting
okay, everyone's gotta stop getting pissed at each other though. You know, I might be like antsy right in that series, but I'm not getting pissed at you guys.
I wasn't pissed. I was just.
I know you weren't.
I was trying to say like, shut up.
Dude, the only reason I talked about it was because if we
Tell your mom yet?
if we wouldn't have
Tell your
if
mom?
I didn't say that, we wouldn't have played those maps like that and we would have lost. I almost used the phrase, if we don't do this, we're gonna lose, but I didn't because that would have been really dumb.
Not bad.
Bro, I'm telling you though, on throwback, we have to just play like stupid aggressive and just try to get timings. That's all that shit is, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like shitting on them. Like the moment I started just saying fuck it, I started like shitting on them.
Dude, there was one round Jerd flanked all the way blue. I was in bowling, and literally the second I gave it up, like I was pre-aiming it, he slid in, and I was like, as I aimed out, he
I never know how much of this to keep in. Like, if they're talking about gameplay stuff, I never know how much, because I probably have 15 minutes of this stuff, like, after every series.
That's why I said we should have pushed through. Because they were never like.
I never know if people are, like, interested in it or not.
We didn't know where they were.
Because I think it's interesting, but for people that don't play the game, like,
So that's why I said push through. I've only ever been good at throwing the one on breach over the fucking building.
Holy shit, they're actually gonna do it. We switch our teams, we don't got time.
this is when Indy was coming back on E United. They were down like 20 or something like that in uplink and still won. That's what the guys were watching. Did Karma actually stink? I don't know, man. I don't have a sense of smell.
Yo, Ian, let me show you what I meant with this wood one really quick. Come here. And then you just jump on this like usual. Do like one like normal jump, and then it makes it 1,000 times easier. Did someone just make one in it? Don't throw it in. Wait, pass it to me. Pass it to me.
No, I can't. I mean, dude, I get this every time.
I'm just saying, it makes it so much easier to hit. Money. You see that? Money every time. 100% from that place. Oh my god!
Holy shit.
Holy fuck. Bro, Envy's composure is unreal, baby.
United, baby.
Even Clay versus keep a minute if they're just first time on the
Dude, Ian was so weird in this clip.
Is my hair green?
against the top. No, they play don't keep.
Yeah.
He fell in love with the camera.
Like that. I got no lower jaw, dude.
Like what?
You're horrible in Hollywood. Dude, I can't wait till Damon puts a jersey on. It smells so bad.
Not really.
Yeah, he does.
You probably just get a whiff of my pits.
Not a place called Diddy with his eyes closed. One of them are open.
That's the most stacked main.
Oh, is this? He gets in a gunfight?
Just know every time we get a kill, they're cheering for you.
I don't know how he does it. Crazy.
I'm going at.
Alright, let's fucking. Let's go. This mother pussy from all the way over here.
The time has come. The two biggest organizations in Call of Duty going out on the biggest stage in competitive
Oh.
Dealing with a 4-man push. Here comes the hit from FaZe.
This is Nick's beat. You guys, like, during that, this was the first time, like, the place was packed. Because for Mind Freak, obviously, it wasn't packed. And for Splice, it was pretty lit, but it wasn't packed. Then that night, this is Saturday night, I believe. FaZe versus Optic, obviously. Two biggest esports fucking orgs. And they just sat down, and that was the very first "Let's Go Optic" chant. And as soon as it started, I just looked up, and it was just like, it was the most, like, it was so loud. Like, I've heard "Let's Go Optic" for the past 3 years, and I've never reacted that way. Like, it was literally overwhelming how loud it was, and just the atmosphere of the venue was just crazy. I just want to listen to it again. You can hear me say "fuck" in the background. Like, you can vaguely hear me say it. And I'm just like, God, you hear that shit? Do you hear that shit? I was hyped, man.
Optic Gaming dealing with a 4-man push. Here comes the hit from FaZe. Will Optic be able to hold on? Kills back in the fourth, loses him for a second, but Zuma still going to be standing. It's him and Gunless now. Trying to fight against multiple players. Scump, though, making the play. Crim6 on the back end, playing his life. Needs a little bit of help, but ultimately falls smash.
Yeah, FaZe controls the spawns here. It does not matter, though. Scump with a big two-piece. Players sliding in for FaZe Clan.
Formal with the NV4 to see into Cave. Gets him one shot, but can't finish it, though. Scump and Karma combined 4-2. And just like that, you're back in control. So yet again, an early rotation from FaZe Clan dismantled, and the lead now up 205 to 79.
To play it a little bit differently, but they are. Formal comes in, destroying FaZe Clan here, as this is a statement game from Optic. I mean, they are trying to 100-point club FaZe Clan here. Map number 1, they're only 10 seconds away from doing it.
This has not been close, and that is game 3, 2, 1. Optic takes game 1. Blanker, but we talked about it early in the round. Karma gets the plant. Karma now has a Trinity Rocket. Formal will get picked, though. They're ready for it.
That kill was insane.
Gunfight that goes to Karma. He's been an absolute assassin throughout this 3v2 advantage now for Optic Gaming. Karma yet to die.
Will be Gunless here with the Zuma, trying to retake the site. 20 seconds left. Zuma finds one in mid, cannot pick up the kill. Karma yet again.
He's not going to lose this. See you later. 8-0.
Okay, but that's okay. Your memory's pretty bad, but it'll be Crim drawing first blood. Yep, jump into the window, die at the hands of Scump.
Karma's just 10-0.
This is over. This is over. 3 versus 1. Enable last alive. Enable.
Though for Gunless.
Those shots were crazy.
On defense, huge play.
People are like, "Why did you put that clip in?" And I'm like, "Here's why."
Looking out towards Cat Statue, then you saw on the other side when you're watching the other push in mid street. Enable and Gunless don't miss a bullet. Cut down all of Optic Gaming. That was spectacular to halt the push. But now up mid street, popping the overdrive. Crim6 trying to get in for the dunk, and there it is. 5-4 lead. Optic Gaming. 2.5 to play in our second half.
Get camo, but now you're in a good spot. But now you don't have a chance maybe to even get the drone back.
Exactly, and now Karma's earned his camo. He was lagging behind in that department, but they clear mid-street. He pops the camo, there's the slide. It is a dunk for Optic Gaming, a 4-point lead. We're looking at a 3-0.
As when FaZe decides to make that play. You are going all in here on uplink. You are trying to get the one-point play, then get back for the camo play.
Optic Gaming, our top 3 and into Championship Sunday.
When Scump and Slack talk, I think E6 right here. I think
fuck's sake.
LG just played E6.
Did you fry him?
Yeah, right there. He said, you can't really hear it, but Seth says, "Yo, did you fry him?" And then Slack says, "Yeah, we 6-0'd them in S&D." And then Seth goes, "Yeah, we did too."
So did we. They had like 4 kills.
Sorry, what were you saying? It's a child like threw me off hallway on Crusher. I didn't say anything. I went out to peek the right. I turn around. He hits me 1 bullet, like teeth snap, just bang! 4 bullets.
Insta killed him?
Insta kill. I was like, oh, you poor soul. Bro.
That's my second favorite Sam in the world.
This guy Ian, earlier on in the day on retail, it's me and him in a 2v3. We run up market and he shoots fucking bananas. He thought a box of bananas was the guy.
Dude, we were roasting you for that car and that SMD on throwback. We didn't know it was Ian. We thought it was you.
Oh yeah, I was like, I've never.
That was like the worst play I've ever seen in my life.
Focus, Davis.
I just like the sound of it.
Taylor about the ocean flex.
Man advantage. This is game point. You can tie up the series right here. All you got to do is take down the Jinja Ninja Scump. Scump staying alive for now, but not too long. 6-2. Envy gets the job done in Surge. And to go on the quick score. A team grenade, unfortunately, taking down JCap, and this is an opportunity now.
I edited this portion in like 5 minutes.
2 lead blockers. It's going to be Scump working with Formal. The duo in the front line. You got to make this dunk count.
I was like, I did not want to edit this shit.
Coming in. 5 seconds to hold for Envy, and that kill should seal the deal. Everyone's gonna fall. All 4 down. Envy takes the lead in our best of 5.
This is Young Taylor's beat.
Chris, they need to set up for Turbine and play flawlessly from here on out, but they have no answer for Apathy, the recurring theme in this series.
And I thought it was Sean doing the damage. I just took another peek at that top right. Look at Slasher. 27 and 14. John, he's been assisting a lot of these kills at short range with Apathy.
Oh my God.
But it's the duo Apathy and Slasher paving the way to victory. You saw the score streaks coming in. They are 19 points away. We may see that losers bracket finals between Optic Gaming and Luminosity. Envy, 10 points away. Count it down, ladies and gentlemen. One more fight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's done.
Yeah, the loss did make the win so much better. I cut a lot of... They were, the guys after this were complaining a lot about the equipment issues. There were a lot of equipment issues that, basically, to sum it up, the players think that there's something wrong with the equipment, like it messes with the aim assist or the input delay, or you know, just the connect, it like basically connects better to the game than other equipment. And I had to cut a lot of it because, you know, I didn't want to put a bad light onto the players. And also, like, there's a lot of like sponsor stuff that I don't want to put any bad light onto MLG or to Champs or to any of the equipment companies, basically. So that's there was a lot of this. This is like the only part I put in, but there was probably 20 or 30 minutes of what they were talking about.
I felt like I legit had
The last match I couldn't kill him. The other match I was fucking cool.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. Bro, Bro, when John, that last round when John killed me like that, I should kill him every single in S&D. When he's crouching right there, I should kill him every time. Every fucking time, dude. I just felt like I didn't have aim assist. I'll just fucking, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. We'll find out. We'll fucking find out.
Everyone regain. Our first series is always shaky. Whenever we warm up, we're good.
Yeah.
Bounce back in the same order.
Yeah.
We've done it before. Literally.
Yeah, no, we can fucking do this. Beat LG.
We're the same scenario minus United.
Yep. One last match. Search, bro. We gotta play for more information, dude. More information. We had no idea if they were going to fucking B or A like that entire time.
They just use regular PS4s.
Oh, God. What's up? We can fucking do this. Everyone, listen. In your head, say we can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Over and over and over again. We're going to do this. I know. Just say it over and over in your fucking head. You'll start fucking believing it and start doing it. Okay? Yep. Everybody. Forget about that last series. I don't even. It's the only one that fucking matters. Yeah.
No, I don't even care. Let's get through LG real quick, bro. And don't be so scared. Let's get through LG. We're good to go. Come on. So first series is always rough. Our next one's always better, and after that, it gets better and better. Okay? Exactly. Go.
Kind of zoned out, it could really hurt the team. He has to be the guys to make the right plays and direct the troops.
I can't remember whose beat this was. It's not Nick's though.
On to Classic there. They've got control of Graveyard.
I can do this. I can do this.
Optic looking to blow open the doors of this game one on Breakout.
So basically, the stuff that we complained about during the Envy series is the same thing that LG complained about during our series. So there's a lot that I had to cut.
Easy pickings on the next. He has been making plays all game long, and Optic just need 10 more here.
And with active camo in those streets, it's going to be nearly impossible.
Yeah, this beat was way too loud.
Here we go. Krim trying to lock it down. Camo up for Karma as he's making plays outside showers, and Optic, they've taken game one.
Able to make this a 2v2. 19 seconds left though. LG needs to get on bomb here shortly.
So can't win it. 1v1. It's on Classic. Not enough time. Optic Gaming gets their 5th round.
They destroyed LG. Yeah. It was pretty bad.
These rounds are extremely close.
They don't have a choice.
I was so nervous. Like, I didn't show it in front of the guys, but like I was crazy nervous about this day. Because as soon as they lost, I was like, shit. Like, it could happen again. Like, we could literally recreate the whole Formal in the parking lot laying down with his hands in his head. Or his head in his hands. We could recreate that whole thing by just losing today. So I was scared as hell. But then I didn't show it in front of the guys. But whenever I was watching these games, I was nervous as fuck. Dude.
That was the dagger.
And if you're Formal, you talked about the fact he hasn't won a champs and he has to come up big. He's 35 and 19, and there's a dunk to seal it.
Wasn't missing anything. Who we at? Like the same maps played them at Stage 2 playoffs?
We just fucking smoked LG. And who fucking cares? Dude, the only thing that matters is getting 3 maps twice, okay?
Yep.
That's the only
That wasn't
thing.
me
Like,
with
literally,
Hex. That was D-Treats.
I don't care what any of the maps are. We're better than them at every map.
Every single fucking map we're gonna win. Alright?
This segment, they were actually behind stage for like 40 minutes because they like did some like documentary showing thing on stage, and then like there was a bunch of, they were like swapping out PS4s and stuff, and so they were literally back here for like 40 minutes. So I recorded probably like 15 minutes of footage, and then the rest of the time I was just standing back there with them. And Seth, we were just back there like hanging out. Actually, I was like super hungry. Sam brought me a hot dog, but we were all just like standing back there, and like the vibe, like they were just like, dude, we got this. Like they kept saying, they're like, dude, we got this. And then Seth was like sitting there, and he looked at me and he was like, give me a hug. And I looked at him, I was like, me? He was like, yeah. So I gave him a hug. And I was like, you know, nobody deserves this more than you, right? He was like, just me and Matt, man, just me and Matt. And then they went on stage.
6-0. 6-0 out.
Dude,
Make a fucking statement, bro. Just 3-0, 3-0, and just get up and walk away.
Fuck out of here.
Play our game. We're on an even playing field now. Play our game, and we'll beat them. Just make sure that our S&D is the same as we played against LG. Calm, cool, and collected. If you think we have a trade, go for the trade. We have 6 rounds. If it fucks us up one round, like, oh well.
Yeah.
Take risks. They're not going to be taking risks.
No.
Bro, we get through this. We got through this first series, bro. We are 3-0ing them the next series too.
Yeah.
Just get through this first series, map by map together, bro. When we play together, literally nobody touches us. You guys have seen that. We know that. We're playing together now, bro. We're about to just fucking make this interesting and run through these kids straight up.
This is probably one of my favorite like B-roll cinematic shots ever in Vision. Think about GB points.
Think about all the way back to GB points, bro. Like, bro, we deserve this shit, right? Let's take what's ours, bro. Let's help each other win this shit together, bro. We're gonna do it together. Everyone's small. We're gonna do it together.
Let's gas each other. Let's have some fucking fun, dude.
Yeah,
let's go. Let's fucking go.
Like that shot, T2P, baby. That shot.
The payload abilities for the combat ring, so important in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Karma earns that active camo, lets your player go invisible. To push towards a spawn, to break a Hellmatic could be the difference here. If Envy are able to make the comeback.
Yeah, and you can imagine how awesome
I think this is Nick's beat.
Get inside of the hill as Karma now working behind, able to get lines up a second. Doesn't need to use the camo. Optic Gaming gets a break here on Broken.
The fans know it's coming. 5 points away. Camo inside if needed for Karma. He's going to back up. Likely looking to pop this. Just playing his life for now as he is the lone man. Once the collapse comes from the front, you think it would be used, but not over yet. Envy still holding on, but trailing massively.
They want to push for this one right here. They get the kills. They'll get the win. Optic Gaming strike first blood in the grand finals. With the NV4, 40 seconds left. Envy might lose their first uplink of the weekend.
Skunk was the absolute key here. You have got to have aggression with your players up front, but can Krim get the dagger the one way? 7-2. It's a 3-possession game, under 30 to play.
It's finally happened. 4 dead again on Envy. Optic have taken control of the base. This game is done. Envious aren't undefeated in uplink anymore. Optic up 2-1 in our first potential of
Karma's got the camo here. You get the final 5 seconds. Envy spawning out. You're set up for Turbine. This should be the game, but it's all going to be on the Centurion and also on the camo from Slasher. Will he be ready for this?
One final push is all they have. Optic Gaming 8 seconds away. The challenge from Slasher.
Slasher's so good. Look at this. Like, look at that movement.
Behind. 2 kills to Envy, but Scump and Formal, they're going to trade it out. Karma, Scump, Formal, they clear house. Series 1 goes to Optic Gaming.
Oh, at this point I knew it was over. This was the only time that I settled down, because I was stressing out the last 2 series. I cried. Or I teared up. I teared up in the middle of the uplink.
What's the uplink?
I didn't tear up after they won because I was so, like, focused on getting the good shot.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. So the record knows.
Look how foggy my lens is.
And I didn't have a working controller. And in second map, they said I couldn't switch it.
Bro, when I tell you it was 10 degrees inside and 1,000 degrees outside, that's why my lens fogged up every single time we went up outside.
And I had to play with it. That's the only reason we lost S&D. Straight up.
Tell me how you hit those 2 fucking dirty-ass snipes off the bat with that broken controller.
Bro, I was like, I can't jump. I was like, should I just snipe? I just sniped them both. I was like, all right.
We need to be more decisive. That's our biggest problem. We're not being decisive.
Yeah, be confident. Big Dick will just fly.
After he big dicked me like 3 times, and I was like,
Big Dick.
This is an Ocean Beats beat. And I was like, I'm running out of beats. And this one's kind of crazy, so let's just throw it on there. It's literally a lunatic beat. But kind of worked, I guess.
Up by 75. They cannot afford to throw this one away. They have the tools they need. They have the momentum they need. Formal cuts down Slasher. Karma with one of his own. They're going to try to push on through here. One final player dead. Optic within 10 seconds of taking that one.
He's able to find a kill. Apathy and company now looking to soar in. The time ticking for Optic. They find it. The final tick. Optic Gaming take game 1.
Just big dick him.
This looks like one's going to go all the way down to round 10, round 11. Camo should be involved. Crimsix, first blood.
Crimsix not only does he get first blood, but he gets a ton of information for his team. He knows the bomb is there. The challenge now coming in. This should be the perfect pinch for Optic Gaming. They just need to win the first gunfight. Formal's here. They're not ready for it. Oh no, he misses a shot on the Apathy. 2 versus 1.
One more round, and you've got a 2-0 edge. Karma, camo, popped and flying forward. It's a slaughter as they fly in. Only Cap remains. He's been spotted. Is he at least able to pick up 1 kill? Can't get away. It's a victory for Optic Gaming and a 2-0 edge.
I shot at Proofy getting hype is dope.
Got it. One's up glass. One's yellow. Up glass and yellow. One's going white. Get on him, man. Watch your white. One's definitely white. Yo, throw it out, Ian. Throw it out.
All tied up at 2-2. They know what's on the line. 8 seconds left till we get to the second half, but Krim wants the lead. Krim.
Oh my god. Look at that. This is it. All right, so I tweeted about this, but I put a voice recorder on the guy's desk, and it played through a lot of the finals. But it was kind of hard to hear just because of how loud the venue was. But in the last moments when like Seth screams and because like Seth, what you hear like when they say "Oh my God" at the end and stuff, it's like I honestly think Formal is the one that screamed, "Oh my god," and then Seth is just screaming, and it is it's super crazy. So just hearing the raw, because Seth always said, like, I wanted to hear the listen in at the end of that, and luckily I was able to put in some sort of listen in, I guess.
Fucking play with us, bro. That's what they did versus us. One team go. L behind Satchel. L behind Satchel. One time. Back L. One more. Back L. Yeah, ball touch. Touch it. Block. Behind him, guys.
That "oh my god" right there is 100% Formal. Like, people think it's Seth, but that's Formal screaming "oh my god," which makes it gives me even crazier chills just knowing Formal did that.
Erupting the roar of their pride in our team, I had to experience it. So immediately the first thing I do is I run up the stairs, I turn right, I see my boys just the happiest I've ever seen them. They had and again, it wasn't that it was champs, okay? It wasn't that they had won champs. It was that they proved to themselves that it didn't matter the tournament, it didn't matter what was at stake, that they could do it, that they can win. And it was this one thing.
Oh, this shot.
From being the team that will
the way she touches the trophy.
The dream team, from being the legacy that they became. Okay, so winning champs was awesome, but them solidifying in their brains and in everybody's minds that they are the best Call of Duty team that has ever existed was the best feeling ever.
We gotta go get a picture with the trophy.
Let me see real quick. You got it.
I'm doing the kissing one and then I'm flicking them off.
They're gonna take the trophy. You wanna kiss her first? Yes or no?
Yes.
I just let it play.
What's the future for Optic Call of Duty? Go and kick some ass in World War II. Everybody's played it on our team, and I think everybody's going to be insane in that game. With all these roster changes going down, I don't know what the hell the Call of Duty community is doing. I feel like they're setting us up for some free dubs.
As soon as he said this, I knew it was the outro.
You're fucked.
Guys, look, Aaron did something. The outro screens. Look, guys, Aaron did something. right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Probably gonna head to bed pretty soon. Let's go host somebody. Zoom is playing some 66s, so thank you guys seriously so much. That's probably gonna go on YouTube. I always want to, or I always want to. I think I want to do another Vision show with the season 2 finale, if possible. I don't know. We'll see. But that one definitely had to be done. Obviously streaming it was really